Mr. Ichiyama, you have been working very closely right, with Chinese director Jia Zhangke. How does this long-term collaboration shaped your understanding of the contemporary Chinese cinema?
Actually, before I started working with Jia Zhangke, I worked with Ho Xiaoshen. He's the film masters, and so I produced 3 of his films. Then I met Jia Zhangke in Berlin Film Festival in 1998. And he, at that time, he was looking for the producers for his next film. And then I like his film a lot. Then I told him, so please send me the script. So this is the beginning of the our relationship. And when I first met him, I felt that maybe I can trust this filmmaker. We are working together more than 25 years.
I actually just read the news that Caught by the Tides is going to open in North America later in May.
It will open in Japan also May. Yeah, in the beginning of May 9th, it will open also in Japan.
Right.
Yeah, and so we had it's the same cinemas which show the recent his films, and so it's the best art house cinema in Japan. Yeah, so they confirmed to release the film May 9th. Yes.
So what makes his work so unique on the global stage?
He has a very strong style. And also he's showing the very realistic things which happen in China. So probably that's why that people like the film. And every time that in film that the center of the film is some people in China. And his way of showing the film is audiences can have the sympathy to the main characters. For example, that the mountains may depart. Chow Tao plays the role of the mother. It's a story of mother and son, and not only for the Chinese people, but also all of the people that can understand her feeling to her children. Of course, what he's making is a very Chinese film, and it represents the situation in China now. But also his film has some universal matters, a relationship with a mother and son, or the men and women. This kind of the feeling is very universal. So that's why his film is welcomed by the world audience.
Right, the world audiences can understand beyond the language barrier. As a programmer of the Tokyo International Film Festival, what are the key elements you're looking for when selecting films?
I do not have any principle to select the film. If the film is good, I will show the film. And but usually I'm looking for something which is very new to me. And of course, there are some very well-made films. But if these films are imitating some of other films, usually I do not select it. But if the film has something new, even if the film is not well made, I select the film. So, and every time I'm looking for, maybe not only for me, but all of the festival programmers are looking for something new. So if it's an imitation or the repetition of some other films, so it's not so fascinating to me. But if the film has something new, so I select the film. Yeah, every time actually I'm very happy to discover many new films and new good films from China. I think that there are many good filmmakers in China who are working. So that's why Tokyo Film Festival is showing many Chinese films. And after I became the program director, because I do not want to think about the balance, because sometimes the film festival thinks, 3 Chinese films are too much for the competition. But I don't think so. And if 3 strong films are there, so we should show all of them in the competition. So last year it was kind of the news that so many Chinese films shown in Tokyo Film Festival, but I do not want to exclude it because of the balance.
Speaking of that, China and Japan has, of course, a very long history of the cinematic exchange. Right?
Yes.
So do you see any new opportunities or a deeper cooperation between the two countries, with the fact that, for example, Chinese box office performance has been
Yes. What I feel is that now that the Japanese films are more and more distributed in China. Of course, not all the films are big hit, but still that a very good Japanese film are distributed in Japan, which didn't happen 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, that the market is not dominated by the Chinese commercial films and also the Hollywood films. But now recently, the Hollywood films are less and less, and good Japanese films can find the places in the market. Every Chinese audience know about Japanese movie stars or the good filmmakers, and so we are sharing the same information about the stars or the films like this. So probably that's the reason I think that in these 10 years that the films, Japanese films which will be shown in China is more and more. But I think it's a very good thing, and also in Japan that not all of them, but many Chinese films are distributed in Japan, or at least shown in the film festivals, and so Japanese audiences can watch new Chinese films. And, to this point, I think it's very much more interesting than before.
Chinese film productions are reaching a larger amount of audiences in
Japan.
Yes,
but compared with the past, and I think that the audiences audience for the Chinese films in Japan are growing. I think
film festivals have been playing the role of a bridge between global audiences, right? So, how do you think such a role has been evolved in the digital era?
I think that there are more chances that the film can be shown to the audiences, but because after digital, so we can see the film on the streaming, like Netflix or the Amazon Prime and something. And even if that the film cannot get the distributor, there is a chance that the film can be shown to Japanese audiences. Actually, if we go to the Japanese Netflix, so we can watch so many Chinese films, not only for the art house film, but also the very commercial films. And usually for the commercial Chinese films, it's not easy to find the audiences in Japan because the Japanese audience is more focusing on the art house Chinese independent films. But in the Netflix, so we can watch many big hit Chinese films, and so I think that there's many ways to watch the foreign films after the digital era, and so I think it will contribute the exchange of the culture. I think.
Great. You know what? I myself is a fan of the art house independent films. So looking forward to more of your works and co-productions with Chinese directors as well as the world directors.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be the big chance, and already many co-production happened, and also it's a very good for the Japanese filmmakers because there are many good Chinese actors or crew members. And also in Japan also, so there are many good actors and crew members who want to work with foreign filmmakers. And I think there are several Chinese films which uses the Japanese cinematographer or the music composers. And this kind of co-production will grow, is now growing. And I think it will more and more. I think.
It's great to hear that.